right wing strikes again and created an eternal meme of NPCs, except, you know, they only focus on the toxic version of people. These are addicts of some kind, all right? They couldn't properly graduate life, so they got addicted. There's some people that are just like genuinely stuck and might need a hand that might actually deserve respect. So we're gonna discuss. I mean, NPCs don't deserve respect, but we have to like figure out how to understand these people, how to figure them out. That's the only respect they need, is to be identified as quickly as possible when you're suspicious of what's going on. Now, how we're gonna do that is questionable. By the way, to prove that I'm not NPC, I can do this. I'm smarter than them. There you go. It all comes down to self-esteem, and self-esteem is a very simple thing. Is that little fucking bubble with a heart in it. You have to be wholesome and positive. You have to care about multitude of things and do it in a positive way of not saying, oh, I don't give a fuck. Oh, let's not talk about it, you know. Let's talk about my thing. That's no. We're not doing that. You're not gonna survive if you just care about like one thing, one passionable thing. All right, like gaming or sexuality or some bullshit like that. If you just care about one thing, now I'm getting suspicious instantly. So this is instantly a way to test an NPC, how they behave. And 50% of the time, you're going to catch them. However, there's still a question of like, how old are they? You know, the age group. So a lot of people, like, in order to test others, they call out, oh, you fucking 10-year-old or whatever, you sound like a fucking degenerate. I don't know. I got in this so many times. It's just like if they test you too early, they're also NPCs. You know, if they get triggered, basically, they're also just, like it's a negative thing. They're just breaking the vibe. Meaning that they're wholesome, but they're only wholesome in order to suspect and to search for things and to search for negative things, basically. So now there's two aspects. Yeah. So there's either an age problem or addiction problem. Both of which, like, somewhat respectable problems that you might have. You need to grow up, first of all, or stop being addicted to something. Funny enough, this kind of like translates into sad and sage for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what sad is, but we all know what sage is. Again, in order to graduate, you have to hold self-esteem for a certain amount of time, and then you will find a way to earn resources that way. Like you winning stuff. You go into a room, you talk to people, you're winning something. You're winning something in your favor. You're either becoming smarter, you becoming just more stable, potentially you literally just earning money, whatever that might be. You're getting more popular. You're getting some kind of resources, basically. You know, I can't say I have too much self-esteem to spend anymore. And you always have to regenerate. Like, you must not fall down from one tier to the other. I could lose my crown, and I have to regroup myself, because losing that shit is kind of like insanity to me. Right now that I have it, why the fuck am I supposed to lose it? But I could if I'm too toxic. Like, actually, only I know if I'm toxic by feeling it with my body. And yeah, the shit that comes out of me is pretty toxic. But I don't pay too much attention. I know gut health is important right now, and I'll be focusing on that. I was just, this whole time I was opening my heart. Like, my body is under a lot of pressure. Like, there's no helping hands, there's no positivity around me. None of that shit. I'm not sure how other people live, to be honest. What kind of pressure they're on. They should tell their stories. Just to give me some clues what's going on. Of how can I relate to their struggles in life. Maybe there's something going on, you know, that even I don't understand. Because in my life, no one can understand. No one can relate to me, it seems like. So it's like, why? Why do I have to be stuck? Is there anything I can start with? But like, if there's no advice of what you can do for society, and there's no advice of where you can start finding people and relating to people. For me, it's the internet. But I still get zero advice. I still get zero, like, positive reinforcement of, like, that's what I should be doing. It's just kind of weird, right? Because demanding someone to do something is not advice. Like, if I don't want to fucking do something, you're not going to demand it out of me, out of my system. If I'm busy, I'm not going to be adding work to my schedule. Don't worry about it, unless I'm desperate to earn money. That I'm not going to hold the crown anymore. You know, because now I'm desperate. Now I have no resources to be able to do this. So, of course, I will listen to you then. What can I work? But if you don't even have a job to offer, like, you can't even fucking talk about it. You can't even talk about, like, oh, just go do that thing. You don't care. You're just sending me off like a fucking asshole. Should have renamed this into the ass. So easy. And technically, that's what it is. There's ass and a dick. And a dick sounds awfully much like dictator. A person that holds a crown and just uses it to dictate what people should do and feel, and where should they go, you know, in life. To find things, they can lie, they can cheat, for a certain amount of time until they lose all the reputation. They can still hold a crown. Now they have negative reputation. They might get killed, assassinated, you know. Maybe that's where it come from. The ass. Ass. Eins ass find an ass. And gets removed from the board. I'm trying to, like, draw a headache. I don't know, maybe someone has a huge dick, basically. They're a huge dick. But they're not dictator. They can't, like, unleash their dick in the ass. I'm sorry, this is all sexual. I don't usually do it like that. But that's how a headache would look like. He's staring at a huge dick and it's like, God damn it. I wish mine was bigger, you know. No, it's also erectile dysfunction, actually, to have a giant fucking ego, basically. Giant snake, yeah. Snake. Giant amount of cash. Of like, I want to flex my cash onto the noobs that couldn't fucking get it, you know. Look at my color of Bugatti. You know, like, a problem like this is actually solved very quickly. It's a headshot. You know, you combine H with the S. It's a head... we just don't like you very, very much. And we delete you from the game. A dictator is gonna hide in a fucking bunker somewhere. He's gonna send off his troopers, you know, his little fucking ants, to tell people what to do. But a rich person who's flexing around can be solved so easily. I'm like surprised it's not happening already. Like, an incel shouldn't be shooting up schools. They should just, you know, look for that rich person to show up out of the corner of the room. And that's it. You're gonna do a very good service, my dude, Mr. Incel. Absolutely. There's almost no rich person that has any reputation. Like, overly rich person, maybe they own a company, but it's still, like, questionable of, like, is the company gonna really fucking collapse if they disappear? Because, obviously that money is not gonna, like, directly go back to the economy, but a very big ego dude is gonna disappear and potentially repurpose the company properly, because people are still going to be working. Everyone knows what to do, pretty much. If they're making iPhones, they just need to make better iPhones every year, or whatever. Like, it's a pretty fucking obvious thing, I would say, of what to do. I'm not sure if they need some kind of leadership that sucks off all the resources, right? Especially in the when the inflation is going on. If everyone is happy, I'm like, whatever. Have your dick, my friends. No one's gonna need it, basically. But if everyone's needs it, like, there's no better solution, my friends. I've thought about it, but I have no one to talk to. So for now, like, the worst solution is the best solution, because we literally can't even build up. We don't have the infrastructure to even build solutions to things anymore. We can build businesses to leech off people pretty successfully. That's cool. We can't build solutions, though. That would be too fucking convenient. You know. Anyways. I'm not here suggesting. I'm just like, well, what I'm actually suggesting is that we don't have solutions. This is awful, right? I'm just saying that this is the quickest thing that everyone wants to see, and everyone wants to see if the resolution is good or bad, if the domino is gonna fucking start falling or not. We can try something else, I don't know. Bankman Fried would have been freed from all his worries if he just received a headshot. The easiest fucking solution of cryptocurrency. I'm literally sitting here watching this video right now inside a crypto crash with Adam Conover, boys. With the dude. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on, bro? What do? We do a podcast. Podcast, no, bro. Podcast not gonna solve anything. Because you're just gonna sit there and be confused and stuff. There has to be action taken, you know. Something that would shit on the headache quite a bit. Something that would alleviate the headache, like, actually. We have to make memes about Elon Musk being trash, or some other rich dude being absolute garbage. We have to, like, really fucking touch their peepees, or cut them off. Cut off the circulation. So if you don't like the headshot thing, maybe we could do circumcision or castration entirely. We have to, like, cut off but we have to like actually combine forces and realize together, left or right, I don't care. Left or right, up and down, boys. There's nothing saint on this earth other than cutting off peepees. Maybe a better solution even is just to plug off the thing so this thing just explodes on its own terms. I don't know, man. I don't know. Now we're just speculating over just a caricature that I just built. Now it's just speculation. But the reality is, people are not still willing to actually hate rich people properly. Like, actually properly hate. So, a way to detect an NPC, very simple. Now you know what to ask for. How did they feel about the rich people? Because rich people, they took money from you. Like, Andrew Tate at least was honest of like how he scammed people and how money system works. If you really want to be rich, you can't just sell people things. You have to scam them in advance, you know, at the same time. So people don't actually feel that they got scammed, but they were, you know, they were enticed to buy more and more and more. They enticed to be consumers and addicts. This is why you don't attack addicts, because they have been ripped off. There has been some bigger fucking asshole that has been causing a headache this whole time to the, you know, like, unfortunate person who was, like, attached to an iPhone, but now an iPhone is just causing a headache. It's like, how the fuck do I use it anymore? Right? Should I buy a new one? Is it important? Should I not switch to Android anymore? Should I look at Android as, like, the worst thing in the universe? There's some people addicted, and now we're just like filtering out 90% of the people. Like 90% of the time, you can't even cross the line. I'm now top 1%, my friends. I'm not even rich when I say that. I'm a fucking poor little bitch when it comes to monetary advantage over people. But my brain cells can just steal your wallet. Like, I'm a Jedi. I'm just like, use the Force and steal your wallet, and now it's in my hand. No, it's your wallet right now is in my hand because I'm a Jedi, bro. I use the Force. I'm gonna buy some lollipops, bro. Yeah, so 10% succeed. That's the real way to do it, right? Only 10% pass the test, unfortunately. So you should be very concerned because most of you didn't fucking pass the test yet. But that's great. Maybe you're working on it. You know, much encouragement to people watching my videos working on that, on their shit. It's just, I have a like very simple question. Like, I look up to these people that make YouTube videos, and I'm like, but I'm not succeeding like at all. Like, not at all. Like, I'm not succeeding at building my image like at all. So I must be missing something, right? Well, I blame European like leverage as a problem, right? I'm sitting here and I'm speaking English, and there's this fucking leverage of like people who don't give a fuck, right? And even though I'm trying to like pull things down and be bigger, but there's a lot of people on the other side who just not gonna support me in any way whatsoever. They're just not gonna give me anything at all but silence. But like, okay, we're not supporting you, but we at least not hostile, you know? That's pretty cool. Yes, you are hostile, because I don't know what the fuck you're doing in life. I don't even know who you are anymore. I don't even know if people exist around me. It's pretty scary, bro. But okay, I'll guess I'll take the minor good thing about it, that, you know, people are not hostile. That's awesome, bro. As if you fucking knew how to do that. If people knew how to be hostile, they would do that. You know, they would try to get away with that. But they just haven't spent enough time, because it doesn't seem like it's a useful idea for most people. I mean, there's hostile NPCs. There's you can call them anonymous, you know, because they want to remain anonymous and deal as much damage as possible whenever they feel like it. It's just like some anonymous people are just like genuinely don't care, and they want to actually commit those removals of dicks, basically, from society. But the other anonymous are like just causing damage because it's very hard to catch them, you know. So, two sides of the coin. I understand. I'm not gonna trash. It's another A by law. The An. Ugh. The reality is, you should be upset. If someone has resources, you should be upset and figure out how the fuck you attack them, basically. We have figured out that, like, these dicks, they have to be attacked one way or the other. You have to do as much damage as possible. Now, should Sniper Wolf be attacked? Is the question. And Jackson's is like instantly jumping on the board and attacking her. But he's getting money from doing so. Like, you get money from attacking a person. If I was YouTube CEO with buttons, Jackson's would just disappear. I wouldn't bother at all with Jackson's anymore. I'm like, but you're earning money though by attacking, and you're not even sharing that money with anyone, and you're not even looking for like good creators or good reactors. So he's not actually like doing a job, or was like well prepared. Like, someone like him had unlimited amount of time to prepare himself, and the only thing he squeezed out of his system is like a bingo game. And that didn't even start with a bingo game. It just started with a unreasonable amount of frustration of like, just, okay, I'm just gonna do the thing. Which is fine. It's just like, it felt like a flop from the very beginning. To me, an observant person. This is why you just no longer listen to NPCs or people who earn money, earn decent amount of resources. I don't listen to nobody anymore. I hold the crown. I just listen to myself. I can offend people as much as I like, You know, there's Mark Passio there who says, be offended as you like. And I'll tell to Mark Passio, be offended as you like as well, my friends. Because I sit on top of you. What are you going to do about it? Shit, I think he graduated and he slapped me in the face. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Because he has plenty of research. He just needs to graduate. He just needs to start holding a crown properly. And without remorse. But obviously the first crown holder that's going to show up is me. Me, big boy. All right? So you have the Sniper Wolf and whatnot. Or Sass, I don't know. And you have the Mark Passio down here, my best bros now. And you would still like be like, but why Sniper Wolf, man? She's steel though. Yeah, and she got away with it. Because it wasn't like obvious. Because the only thing that was missing is a few fucking characters in the description, you know. Oh wow. Oh no, I'm no longer stealing, guys. Oh shit, I just put some characters in the description. I just copied and pasted some shit. You definitely just not gonna like ask for permission to fucking use someone's TikTok. I'm just saying it straight. Like, you're not gonna use permission. That's just, it's a different form of content, bro. Permission for 1 minute video? Are you fucking stupid? What is that? How much that video cost you to make, bro? We're just sharing ideas. We're just sharing images that look nice, bro. We're just like opening a Google screen where there's images you can see. That's all we're doing basically with TikTok. Now it's just moving images. It's like GIFs. What the fuck? Permission, bro. You gave permission to TikTok because you're gonna get $0 out of TikTok. 0 resources. The only thing you're gonna receive is like hate comments and meme comments from idiots below you. That's it. Welcome to TikTok, bitches. So I'm just saying, Jax Films is capable of like enticing the noobs into drama. I'm just saying he's not gonna win jack shit, you know, in the end. Just brain damage. Because he wanted really badly, like, to receive brain damage from a sniper. You know what you're asking for, right? You know that one thing that I just literally started the video with, and it's not a joke. The idea is out there. It's literally just waiting to just be unlocked by anyone. Anyone can figure out of like a sniper wolf. Can't you just shoot him in the fucking face? Maybe I'm a sniper wolf as well. You know, like, just someone's gonna piece the puzzle together and at least taunt Jax Films and accelerate the brain damage. Because you have to simulate the worst thing that can happen to you before it happens, just to make sure you make up your mind if you want to move forward. Have Mr. Beast graduated? Kind of. Yeah. We all agree on that. There's more graduates. I'm not gonna, you know, talk about it. I can't even do it. There's no way he would fit in the equation, okay, guys? But in the end, what you have to do is concede to the fact that some people are gonna hold the crown. Just someone's gonna do it. You can't just hate Donald Trump just because he became a president and he exists, you know. He's trying to do his job. It's like, what the... What are you hating him for? Just do your job and show him how it's done. You can't just complain, because he's gonna do the same thing. You know, your president is gonna complain just as much as you complain about your president. Like, what did you fucking expect? So, you gotta fucking concede to the fact that someone is holding a crown. The only thing you can do it is steal it. You know, steal the crown. So if Sniper Wolf is stealing content, you should be able to steal her crown, right? You should just be able to do her thing but better, and that's it. Just make react videos but do it better. But how are you going to do it with a shitty hairline? You can only do satire as Jax Films, or even if you are a good-looking man, you're still a fucking man that nobody cares about. You know, in the it's a tough one. It's a very interesting matrix to open up. For the third time. This is for the third time. Like, I opened this matrix not long time ago, and this is like, wow, that's cool. And it was easy to open because I know there's like 4 tiers of people. There's something even above me. I don't know. Maybe my mom, bro. Because I still need her so much. But I would I wouldn't be surprised, actually. I wouldn't be surprised. I fucking tear up and I'm like, well, excuse me, princess. I was in your castle this whole time, enjoying myself. All the luxuries, and I didn't even fucking notice. What was that about? That's pretty crazy. I treat my mom as an NPC, but like, I need her desperately. So like, I can't underestimate how like, powerful she could be potentially. She just needs to awaken her powers. I don't know. She just needs to meet more people potentially, because we're still isolated. That's the problem that I need to solve as a YouTube CEO, if I can. Just like find friends desperately, not just for me, for like maybe my entire fucking country. Because like if this is just the reoccurring pattern for most people around me, I mean, I would be really upset. Really fucking upset. So how should we treat rich people, right? Because we kind of know not to care about them. But I was talking about how to treat NPCs. And the first thing you have to learn from the title of the video is not to treat them with respect. So, how do you do that? There's people that you have to respect. Again, the age problem, you have to respect that there's like children watching your content. And you have to kick them in the ass. And like, get the fuck out of here. That's pretty respectful, for my opinion. We're still starting from the very bottom, unfortunately. Because you clearly see that I haven't explored the concept of kicking children out of... God damn it. I lost... I mean, it's such a nice little thing, and it kind of fell apart. 1 second, guys. Technical difficulties. I have like little pants attachment where like it shows this. So I'm very happy like wearing those pants right now. As long as they're functional, and this thing just kind of fell off. There's a whole red heart basically, and the YouTube play thing. I mean, you just create your own play button. You just reward yourself. You don't need YouTube to fucking send you anything. So, I will make sure that YouTube doesn't do that to me. I don't need a play button. I don't want to flex about nothing, bro. Actually, maybe I do need... But I'm not gonna fucking show my room or anything. I can show it to nobody, basically. But I probably would want to, like, go down the streets holding a play button and see what happens, how people react. You know, that would be interesting. Because, I don't know. But that's about it. For the social experiments purposes. It depends, right? It depends. Because it will take a long time. Like, just like only 10% graduate, that's how difficult it is for me to actually get subscribers, too. Because my life is difficult, I can easily pick up a crown. I just can't, like, share it to other people. Because their life is going to be difficult, too, so they don't want to fucking deal with stuff like this. Right? Because I'll just unveil a lot of problems that they would have, in the future at least. They don't want to deal with it because my content is also a problem. Like, why should I watch this content? How am I going to make up my mind? Who's going to talk to me? Right? YouTubers are not supposed to talk to me. I can talk to you. I can definitely talk to you and to almost every single subscriber for a very, very long time. If not indefinitely, if not... That's exactly what my content is going to be revolving around, is making sure that every subscriber is happy with how I interact with them. Yes, AI might be used in the end to like make people wait in line properly, like properly organize them and filter them out slowly, wither them down with AI. Because a lot of the times the problems they have are very generic and already have been solved. I already talked about it somewhere in my videos. So AI could just be created where you can chat with AI and potentially find the solution the way I found it. So you can relate to me and get your solution very quickly. So that would be in direct communication using AI. You still have to pay attention, though, to technology. So I'm drawing a line to the resource group. You know, people who grind resources. You find out one meme of like, oh, technology is good. And you just kind of go with that. That's how YouTubers operate still. They find memes and they keep rehashing their thing because it was successful. Now, some YouTubers fell off a cliff or fell down a little bit, or maybe they just should straight up be TikTokers now, or should be called TikTokers, and that should be like a regular insult we should be throwing on this platform. TikToker. I fell into YouTube. I have nowhere else to go, basically. As I'm growing, I'm like realizing my friends will not satisfy my needs anymore. They have problems beyond my wildest dreams, bro. They have problems they don't even want to share. That's how problematic everything is for them. So I'm like, well, screw you, then. If you don't even want to share your problems, that is a big fucking red flag, I would say. Because you haven't even started solving your problems. So that's where we at. I think I'm taking a break. But we need some clues. All right. We need clues on how to treat NPCs. Because we're not going to get to like the respect part, fully understand that without asking more general questions. It's kind of like a triangulation thing where you're drawing general shapes to pinpoint a point of where that thing is that you're looking for. You know, keep zooming in of like, okay, this working, boys. And you pinpoint it. Triangulation. So we have to ask general questions to have a better understanding how to treat NPCs. That's the question. And why you should not treat them with respect. You should challenge them, basically. And for me, it's like pretty obvious. They go to a workplace, they want money, they have to take on challenges. They're challenged by the, interview process. But interview process, unfortunately, is not, like, it doesn't pay much. The only thing you get paid for is, like, you get access to vicinities, you get closer to the company, you get to interact with the staff. So you have to appreciate that. You have to treat them as, like, human beings, and potentially that would open up doors for you. I'm learning in the process as I do these videos as well, so, yeah. These people have resources, so you have to respect them. The NPCs themselves don't really deserve it, you know? You have to claim your respect in your own way. Everyone is an individual, you know? You have to stand out, you have to use your self-esteem. Now, if you use self-esteem, then absolutely. You're showing signs of growth or curiosity, then you can be respected. But you have to actually do something. This is why I said a very simple thing. win-win is an important strategy. Give something and receive as you give. You know, make sure that those things are happening. This is the highest self-esteem thing you can do to be able to level up. Of course, most people think that, you know, just consuming content is a win-win situation. It's a depleting win-lose situation, by the way. All right? Win-lose is being a consumer. All right? Yes, you give some money. But only if you were forced. Which is why, you know, businesses can shut down very easily when they get attacked. Or they're just ignored. The businesses will just shut down, and it costs tremendous amount for society to open a business and shut it down. It costs tremendous amount. Because someone just lost from, you know, their daily routine. They can't go to that place. What about my Blockbusters, man? What about Toys R Us, man? We are toys, man. Yeah, most of the time, being a consumer is a win-lose situation. You're not actually giving enough for the business to stay in operation. The win-win situations is the conversation type of style, where you exchange information. Again, treat human beings as real. You're no longer seeking like selfish behavior. But you care about people around you as much as you can squeeze out of yourself. You can't sometimes squeeze anything. You're a fucking introvert, or I don't know what's going on, right? For me, it's very difficult. I can't blame, you know, my personality too much. There's always something I can do. It's just I still don't see the opportunity. For me, I need a domino effect, basically, to take place. So, I do have to know that personally, I'm waiting for a domino effect. Once I break through the first few dominoes, I'll be quickly picking up on the idea of, like, that's what I have to do. Okay, that's where I start. Now I can potentially bring this domino down, bring my entire school down to care about me, bring the entire town to care about me, bring the entire country to care about me. It just keeps falling, bring the entire Europe to care about me, and then the rest of the world. But to fucking fall these dominoes properly, like, I need to figure out how to set them up. What's gonna trigger the effect? What is like consistent enough to do so? It's gonna be a tough one. But everything just kind of grows exponentially. Also, I just need to know the size of things generally. I need to know how these dominoes even look like and what the dynamic behind it is, what the domino matrix is. Because it's a lot more complicated than just watching dominoes fall for 10 hours. You know, like, you're not going to learn anything from that. Just because you know it, just because you're trying to define one word here. I know what the fuck domino is. Even though you don't know. In Lithuanian, domino, or su domino, means made you interested, you know, taken your attention, captured your attention. Isn't that crazy? Su domino. capture attention. Lithuanian, right? Very interesting stuff. I had a fan that was my friend, and he's no longer a fan, it seems like. It's so fucking pathetic. Something happens, but it's like, it's so painful. It's really fucking painful. To just be discarded so quickly. You can be suspicious, you can be upset, but you have to voice your opinions. This is just what makes you a consumer, right? If people just ghost you and stop interacting, they're useless. They're useless NPCs, bro. Very likely NPCs. Unless they're addicted to something. And you should be able to, like, talk about their addictions, absolutely. They should be able to open up about that. Because if they're addicted to something, they will definitely talk about it, right? And that's the way to reach out to them most of the time. If they're addicted and they're resentful about talking about their addictions, now there's something more going on. They're just bad, I guess. Instead of being sad, they're bad. And arrogant. Or potentially they treat addiction as a resource now. You know, now they're the fucking little dicks in there. They switched addiction into just diction, boys. So, I guess, leveled up their NPC behavior into a dictionary, boys. Not a headache, but a dictionary of how you can define one thing a million times. And that's pretty interesting. Yeah, so most people think they can just get away being an NPC, but also get paid properly. No, you're just gonna get a living wage, and the rest of the time you have to spend complaining of how you can't buy anything with your living wage. And that's it. Because a lot of people are not complaining. They can't even do that. Because no one's gonna listen to them. They just know that much. So think about those people. They have always been living like that. It's just like America and Canada is collapsing. The Western world is collapsing to some extent. They're at least simulating the collapse that's going to potentially happen in the future if people don't fucking wake up and solve the problem. Because the Western world can't just sit on top of everyone else and leech off from the internet and all that other cool stuff forever. Because someone's going to catch up and start complaining a little bit louder from the rest of the world. There's plenty to complain about. Russia's not going to do it, but I can do it endlessly. If check my video count, it's over 1,000. And most of these videos are me complaining or just having a mental fucking problem because I don't know how to upload nice YouTube videos. It was not mental health issue or anything. I just like, it's a skill issue, bro. I wanted to just offload my bad feelings, but I didn't have the skills for it. So I was slowly building up to this point. I tried to do Blackboard videos, so I invented this thing. And now it's a very nice format. It took me a long time to get here, my friends. And it's kind of like with most YouTubers, but like, I'm not even trying to be a YouTuber. That's the kicker. I'm just here to complain. You know, I'm picking up skills because of how much time I've spent complaining already and stacking information. And I still will continue complaining. I'm just asking for a simple fucking thing of like, at least someone would notice me. That would be nice. At least someone would be positive to me. But so far, the internet only spawns NPCs and not much else. Not much like real people. So we have NPC women and NPC men. NPC women are not the thing that we called out as NPCs. NPCs are just people who are like very, very generic. They do the very generic thing and they can't impress you anymore. Or they have like very short lifespan of impressiveness. Because they're simply like reenacting what other people are doing that seems successful. But, you know, only 1% succeeds. Or 10% succeeds, I should call it. 1% can hold a title of NPC. Like someone actually is holding the crown called NPC. They probably don't even know it yet or can't acknowledge it properly. So they're not going to hold it for long enough for that to take place. But they hold the definition of what an NPC is. That's how you hold the crown. You define something. You let people know how things are done actually properly by defining it, by offloading that much effort. Oh, look, I can simplify. Hahaha. AI, bro. The most obvious way to find an NPC, the easy shortcuts of finding NPCs is if they complain about things you can't have, like you can't relate to them, but they're still complaining about it. And it's like, what? It's also known as first world problems, but that's the way to actually reveal it, of what it actually is, define it. First world problems, like, most people can't even have a problem like yours, and yet you complain to who are you complaining to? How is this even possible, right? It pisses off everyone. I want, you know, some fucking privileged kid gets a car and it's like, I wanted the blue one. You gave me a red one. And hopefully it's not a color of Bugatti, because that would suck really bad. But this is what fucking Andrew Tate is spawning, a bunch of NPCs who want a color of Bugatti. Like, excuse me, princess. You are, in fact, very late. Very Tate. As a reference to the last video. I mean, fuck me. So, cool. Where are we gonna go from here? Because we sort of like revealed when NPCs deserve respect. And that shit, you know, even PewDiePie said, like, the moment you earn a little bit of respect, that is like a big dopamine rush. You will never forget that moment when someone gave you a compliment of like, you're doing this very well. You should do that more often, right? That's a big fucking thing. Obviously, like a bigger person has to say that. But, yeah. You have to, you know, detect that that's an actual compliment and remember it properly. A bigger person saying you should do something more is not something you can forget. You know, like, I wouldn't recommend 57,000. Boom. I could get a lot more, but I'm getting tired. I probably should just remain pure. Because my purity is at 76%. Maybe that's the way to do it. When my purity drops, maybe, I don't know. At the same time, I don't want to. I want to, like, know what I talk about. What videos I make. More things make. I will never be pure. Like, Megabug is growing and that's my thing. That's my creation. So it's weird like that. It's not supposed to be that difficult. I would be a truly crazy person if I just ran around and, like, looking for clips of things. But I can always find them. I can just type things like that and already react to what other people talk about. So we could, you know, jump in and start criticizing other people, because I've put in a lot of work. You know, this could be half and a half always and forever. Where first hours, me shitting out a matrix, while the second hour is using it to criticize other people or upgrade the matrix by force, you know, because other people's contribution is always, like, weird. It happens. Like, it's very provocative, I would say. And that's kind of like most content is. It's a provocative thing. They can't really get clicks and people to watch unless it provokes you to care. Because, like, why should you care? Like, I don't have any problems. Like, most people clicked away because that's how they think. They don't have problems. They don't need to watch my videos. What's the point? Right? What's gonna change? But it's like, why? Why would they think like that? But that's the problem. Like, you can't even make friends. You can't even make the basic resources of, like, social resource. If you can't, like, social resource obviously comes from conversations and exchange of information. This I thing is more important than the S thing at this point. The info wars, so to speak. That's the actual definition of InfoWars. And I put this not as a meme. The first person to say win-win is, in fact, for me, in my life, which is a big moment, is the big boy that I'm forgetting the name of for some reason. He also gave me Stefan Molyneux and Mark Passio. Alex Jones, yeah. The dude that likes the win-win thing. You know, like, his rant for like 3 hours straight is kind of impressive, but the actual impressive thing is how many commercials he can squeeze from his own basement, basically, of like, I'm selling this rat, I'm selling this fucking skunk meat, bro. You're gonna be a super male if you eat this brick. The entire basement, bro. Oh my god. And it's like people evaluated his net worth and he has $3 trillion, bro, of basement money. Of course you have it. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding this $3 trillion, bro? Stupid Alex Jones. He's denying his superpower of selling basement dust, basically. I accumulated this layer of dust. Who wants to buy it, bro? It's a win-win. You're supporting this operation. We need some Alex Jones in our lives, bro. I need a meme, bro. We're gonna find something cool. He's always like empowering people to do some bullshit.
What is the CIA?
The Central Intelligence Agency, the civilian foreign intelligence service of the U.S. government.
Alexa, do you work for the CIA?
No, I'm not employed by them. I'm made by conversations. Hillary Clinton is not an intergalactic demon of...
Yeah, why would you buy one of these when you can buy a Hillary to prison shirt? I mean, holy shit, man. I don't need Alexa. I just need a shirt that sends someone to prison if I put it on my shirt. I mean, well, I would probably wear multiple shirts, so yeah. Okay, that's not a good meme. We need a really good meme.
Magellan. I mean, kids, Magellan's a lot cooler than Justin Bieber. He circumnavigated with one...
Okay, that's pretty good. So, yeah, after you listen to Alex Jones for a little bit, you're gonna buy anything from him. You're gonna be like, shit, this guy offloaded so much effort into selling me a pack of sticks, bro. I can literally start a fire with just sticks alone. I don't need nobody, bro. Oh my god. I can start a fire and send a nuclear missile from one stick. Big thing that kind of like triggers me is, okay, so why am I so pathetic, right? Like if I can hold a title like this and define, why am I pathetic though? I respected myself. I was smart enough to do that. And someone, like, no one respected me from the NPC squad, so I have no friends. I couldn't graduate anyone here. And if I can't graduate people, there's not much resources that I can get from them. You know, to pull people up, like, it's very difficult. If there are, in fact, addicts, you can respect them, but you can't expect them to level up anytime soon. Like, they're just kind of screwed until they realize, oh, oops, there is an opportunity of, like, not be a loser. Not be just, like, a gamer. So I have to, like, infiltrate communities. I have to, like, do next level work to be able to truly take advantage of other people's resources, because I can't generate resources, my friends. And you guys, most of you guys, don't know where to put your fucking resources to actually flex, you know. I mean, probably most black people would be like, guys, can we go back to slavery? Because I need money right now. Yeah. Most black people would say that. Most people would say that in general. All right? Can we just go back to slavery? I want some money right now. I want a job. It's kind of like halfway there to slavery anyways. So, that's why I'm racist. Of like, I have to hate black people so they get angrier and they find their place in society. And maybe I can leech off of them as well. Like, racism is actual next level respect. It haunts me every single time I say it. But that's good. It's good. That's what people want. People want to be triggered. People want to find that racist little shit. You know, like, you'll find me. You're not going to be happy about it, though. Because I know what I'm doing. And I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'm not going to hide it. Unless it's actually somehow helpful. But I would never know. It's too difficult to tell. Because I can't just interact with NPCs. I need resources from, like, a real people. Alright? Who still have, like, giant egos. Like, these bubbles have to be bursted. And hopefully YouTube Rewind is gonna create a shower of needles to these people. Because anytime YouTube Rewind showed up, like, people were really invested into that shit to the point of like making it the most hated video ever. It's the most hated video because people are just genuinely jealous of anyone who makes it to YouTube Rewind or who gets rejected from YouTube Rewind. It's like, well, you should have been in YouTube Rewind though. Like, clearly you're the biggest YouTuber. And so PewDiePie got rejected and now he had to make his own YouTube Rewind as a retaliation. And it all just turned into a like big drama problem of like, how do you structure YouTube Rewind so the biggest people are always invited, you know? Because they kind of have to be. Everyone is talking about them anyways. You have to invite them somehow. But if it's just a dancing skit, they're not going to come. They don't even have to come, you know, and appreciate the thing. Like, of course, everyone wants to be there, but for the sake of, like, claiming their reputation. So this is my artillery shot to defeat the losers, basically. And show them what's up. Show them who actually has a reputation, who actually uploaded content that I wanted to watch, despite holding a crown, right? Like, which resources I've taken from people, and I want to talk about it. Because it has been consistent. That's what content is supposed to be represented by, right? It serves the king, so to speak. I hate to put a crown on myself like that. Because it triggers a lot of fucking weird stuff. Because of the way I was named. So, again, I'm looking at my parents, and my parents are, like, really questionable people. Because I still kind of need them, in a way. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright. Monster, bro. My dad knew about technology just enough to be this old man that still gives a fuck about uploading videos even. Yeah, he exists on the internet more as a meme than an actual person. Of course, he's not that smart in comparison. But he's doing something and impressing the locals, I guess. He's impressing me by just being able to, like, run around the world and earn money. As he should, you know, like, as a narcissist should. So, technically, you know, like, my parents are not NPCs because they have resources, a flow of resources of some kind. Maybe they cheated the system. Maybe that's what my mom did. Cheated the system, and my dad just genuinely kind of knows how to survive to a pretty decent level. He's never going to be homeless, basically, for too long. He's always going to find a way to, like, exit the toxic garbage. Even though he's not that much less toxic. So I would put them here, if anything. And that's why probably I need them, because I still get resources. So they should be there, right? The daddy and mommy voice. And maybe that's how you should treat your parents as well. It's like with respect. Because they probably made it there. If they have children, they probably have, you know, survived long enough and they created this wholesome environment for children to manifest. So potentially that's one way to level up, right? To marriage, basically. Maybe that's actual thing. That's the actual magic of marriage as well. The ring. I'm not sure how to do the ring. I could do this. The magical respect. Marriage. Interesting, right? And potentially another thing that's going on is everyone is holding their breath, seeing what's going to happen next, and knowing that they can't contribute much at all, right? Hoping that everything is going to go well because something big is going to happen if I keep on holding on to my crown. It's just they can't see or detect even anything. They can't even say anything to each other because it's weird. Like, I have to do everything myself because I'm too smart not to. And it's like, why? Why so much pain, bro? What a pain, but a pain. I want to wait until people, like, show that they at least have resources that they can share. Because if you can't share resources, you can't open up doors at all. Like, what was the point of earning resources if you don't even have enough to share for social purposes? Just to flex. That's what flex is actually about. You know, just to show that you have resources to share. So people who flex too hard, I mean, you have to poke them and say, well, that's not a flex, you know. That's just being a scumbag. You show the bag, but you don't actually give any of the stuff to anyone. Yeah. They're completely two different things. So again, Jackson is also like throwing the flex word at Sniper Wolf, and it doesn't land anymore, I would say. Now that we unlocked that they're scumbags. So the only thing I have to do is just bounce it and call out Jackson's as a scumbag who flexes like something and doesn't give to other people, right? Yeah, after I've made one of those videos with the, where is it? Okay. I'm also gonna review 2022 rewinds that I've done. I usually just look into the sliders, but maybe, you know, maybe Jackson's deserves to not just be cancelled, but imprisoned. Maybe Repsia needs to get cancelled. I don't know, man. Maybe I mix things up. That's why we need to catch the criminals to know where the fuck they belong. Because it could be worse than we think in some situations and better than we think in the other situations. And using society as a judgment system, I mean, it's cool if you can do it. It's just very difficult. Yeah, there's also another NPC trait of looking for confirmation. Desperately looking for confirmation. That one is scary even. Desperate for confirmation of what they should do, you know. They need ideas of what to do. Like, everyone is hating on someone, like, they're just gonna add on to that mob mentality. They don't need to know why. They just need to know what people are chanting about, and they just do the same thing. To boost the mob mentality, a bunch of NPCs show up because they have nothing better to do. You know, it's just fascinating and scary in a way. You know, to the point where someone has to ask, "What about critical thinking, though?" What about positivity, though, as well? Again, critical thinking is just the wholesomeness of you being able to be curious and learn new things and be open-minded. But those are not positive things because your open mind can just suck in a bunch of like, oh, I'm open-minded in being a murderer. Oh, that's pretty useful. I guess. Okay. You can leave the room now. Okay, I lost 11 points of racism. But only because I know what the fuck's going on, right? Women are trying to take over, and the only thing women can offer society is just a bunch of sexual stuff, right? And if you combine black people with sex, you realize of like black women are untouchable. So they don't show up in porn like almost ever. And then black guys are everywhere for a weird reason. Being praised or preyed upon. So they're just like toys still. They're still like slaves. Sexual slaves now. It's just now you can't anger them. You can't call can't hold any racism towards them because you would unlock their desire to, you know, run away from their slavery again, to revolt again, actually. So I don't think I have racism past this point, because I want to explore now the porn parts. Eventually, well, it's going to be next year, but I'll do it now just to taste it. If I can find something of like people actually abusing black people somehow. Because it's very difficult to like find something like this, right? You think of like, well, they have big dicks, but they wanted it. The fucking bitches consented to that. It's like, what's going on? How does that dynamic work? This is kind of like witchcraft dynamic of like, the witch is capable of taking damage and she likes it because there's something more going on, something more sinister is going on, right? So, like, she's taking control over something. She's wasting your time. She's wasting your resources on getting access to something. And it's very dangerous stuff. Witchcraft I already had to cover because a witch was, you know, infiltrating my place, my Discord. You just had to call her up and consent to her existence, basically. But it's kind of painful. I think what happened is the losers united, found my self-esteem. They occupied at least 3 out of 4 elements, and probably the 4th one was missing simply because they just fucking knew that of how to manipulate me, basically. And I found myself in a fucking trap in the end, choosing a fire element over everything else. It's fascinating to me. Yeah, fire element, and it happened like twice as well. So yeah, what was it? I'm sure there was like an earth element. There were 2 women besides the girl that like stayed in my Discord. It's kind of fancy, bro. So women are like hunting down men right now. It feels like. It's a very weird way to put it, but like, it is fucking true. It is absolutely true. Like, I say it and I'm like, shit. Yeah, that's true. And we have to do something about it. You know, like, feminism, boys. But like, men are the ones who are suffering the most. So, who needs equality, right? Why is Peter Jordanson crying about like men suffering and all that stuff, right? Because that's the reality. Women are not suffering by any means. The only thing they are suffering from is potentially they're just scared. You know, they're scared of losing their powers. But witches are going to lose their powers. The real women are going to like stay in power because they have, you know, successfully survived and didn't turn into criminals, basically. So the real people behind these, you know, interesting. Usually, so when we're looking for criminals, we have to look for women first. So behind Jack's films, there is Karen, you know. Behind Repsion, there's some fucking little bitch filing lawsuits. And behind Antoinem, There's Grailmore. Now I'm interested. And there's also Eternity at the same time. There's probably 2 women, if not 3 or more. Like, with Antoinem, that's a fucking nest of wasps, boys. Oh, that shit is crazy. Interesting. And we're leveling up to a completely different direction. Because sexuality movement, absolutely, bro. Women are just fucking breaking the metagame. But they can't break me. They only want to break me with nothingness. You know, they give me nothing. They put me in the worst position imaginable. They turn me into an incel, basically. But the question is, like, why? I have perfectly fine self-esteem. I have perfectly fine ability to survive and generate resources and be smart and give advice to people. I have all these things, but women somehow, like, avoid me as if I'm a booby trap inside a jungle, basically. You know, an Indiana Jones relic, so to speak, that you don't want to fucking touch because you're gonna trip over traps and trigger something, like, really bad if you touch me. You know, only Dora the Explorer can do it, if she wants to. So, fascinating, isn't it? My life is pretty fascinating. Sex. Yes, it is dangerous. Like, I know how addicting it is. I know how fucking ridiculous that can be. But again, the witches don't understand how much damage they're actually taking. That's the way you can, like, create this equation, right, of oh shit, that is the craziest thing. I'll reveal it because I have balls. But I will only reveal it to people who have balls as well. To make incel apocalypse. To make the dominoes fall, because there's one gender that doesn't shoot schools, you know. So look away if you don't want the reveal. Yeah. You just, when you go to school, you just target one gender in particular because, you know why you're upset. This can just straight up destroy America as we know it. This one fucking line that some people chose not to fucking look at will kill them all. It's a nuclear weapon, my friends. Number 2. Number 1 is that you can hold your breath. You can control your breath. That's a nuclear weapon, number 1. Number 2 is that incels exist and women fear for them for a good reason. Because if they target the right targets, all of a sudden, ain't so fucking easy for, you know. My heart is shutting down. I need to fucking kill Antoinem first. Then my heart will go back where it belongs. Fucking found this little shit. The domino effect of people sacrificing themselves, but they don't do it properly, so they turn into ant venom instead. You know, those sort of incels who either destroy themselves or go on a massive rampage and create just a, you know, it's just a regular thing, actually, you know, in America. Yeah, we have fixed that. So someone's going to be very upset. A lot of Minecrafters are, you know, or gamers notably can become incels very quickly. You know, they can wake up one day and be like, I can't really socialize with people. And see, so they have like problems. Like Dream has to mask up himself because he can't handle the pressure from getting into drama, getting to like women type of stuff, like women recognize him or whatever. and immediately he got himself in hot waters. But that's just like how women operate. They pull you, reel you in because you have power. They can leech off power off of you. But they don't know how to do it without getting themselves into danger. But only when I crack this fucking coconut, little bitch, can I understand what's behind it. Because we're still talking about Grailmore as well. I was like looking for her and I'm like, she's an interesting person. This is where she's hiding, in the Hide's Tail. Am I right? The spiky walls are closing in. The gamers will have to, you know, keep improving themselves, or they will, you know, suffocate. Especially the popular ones. They have to keep on finding new things that are interesting, and the only way to do it is to involve real life. Everyone knows that. But some people want to deny it. Antonin was like trying to escape, but not into reality, into like the faraway places of Minecraft where Minecraft just breaks. To try and find something there. This guy is phenomenon. Absolute phenomenon. Very interesting. Activating War Machine. Let's fucking capture this little shit as quickly as possible. I'm not somebody's fool. That is crazy song. Like, what does that mean? What is she picking up on? It's kind of crazy. It definitely relates. Because I typed in the search, ant. Avril Lavigne ant. We have some room of how long we can just destroy this guy for. 500 points. Again, by actually watching his content to get upset about something. I always wanted to do that. And I can't help myself but do it now. It's, I'm not sure what's easier to convince. If a person is like super criminal, or people actually want to mob around a person, like Jack's films, who's like low-level criminal, but he's gonna create so many other criminals. He's gonna spread his disease. With Ant Venom, he just needs to trigger fucking this nuclear missile in his own way. Just hack it, basically. This black bar that you would forget if you only operate through hearts and not your minds anymore. If you can use something like that. Well, let's see it. Let's see his content now with the context. Hypocrisy of new rules. I actually haven't watched this video, guys. It's gonna be interesting. There's only one hypocrisy going on. And it's upload schedule hypocrisy. Everyone should be upset about that. Alright? Like, what's up, broski? You have more links? Or channels? Nah? That's pretty bad. There's a TikTok, bro. September 19, 17. One thing that genuinely has to break, and why people hate me so much, is the idea that we're gonna continue respecting NPCs. Most of them don't pay, alright? Most of them don't give you, or don't even watch ads. Making like YouTube economy somewhat like desperately malfunctioning, I would say. And it has to be reinvented with token system. But Bitcoin just died, you know, like, and everything else with it, basically. It lost all the reputation, all the crypto, apparently. But something that did not lose a reputation is like the idea itself, that it was successful at one point, and you have to now truly navigate on when the next surge of interest is going to happen. Because it's easy to miss the first one, but the second wave, now it's really your fault. You know. In other words, people are nice on YouTube to you because some of you pay for it, for them to be nice. But being nice is not something resourceful people do most of the time. You don't like being nice. That's all I can tell you guys. You have to make your own conclusions when you decide to hate in the comments on like smaller YouTubers of all things. Because again, it's the same thing. If you just praise people for having resources, you're not actually praising the people, you're praising the resources that you really want, but you can't fucking get for some reason. So you're just desperate. And if you're desperate, you don't deserve any respect. Because now you're becoming hostile. Slowly, you're being corrupted by the resource that you probably don't even need. You know, that's pretty fucking stupid. Now, appreciating someone having a subscriber count of some kind, like, of course, you have to acknowledge, but you can't be obsessed over it. And another way to find an NPC one second. They either obsess about sex or Reese. You know, sources, right? It could be respect. And it could be sexuality. By all means, it could be fluffified into something else, sugar-coated, but we all know what that is. You know, if you talk about sexuality too much, there has to be an underlying basis that everyone is like happy and well fed. You know, like if everyone can talk about food, then everyone has to be well fed to be able to talk about it. Otherwise, someone is going to be salivating and getting angry and will attack people eventually. You know, it's just a normal thing. So you can't talk about sexuality too much, too loud, and you can't flex your resources too much. I guess it's also flex, am I right? Weird flex, but okay. Now the way I do it is this way. No? No, I do it like this. Flex, boys. Maybe I should do it like this. That's even better. Nah, I fucking hate basketball. We kind of do basketball in our country as a big deal. But, like, it's kind of shit. It's not really that big of a skill thing. You need, like, a really high-level physical form to do basketball, which is, like, great. But that's all you do, just try to hit the fucking thing. It's actually, like, small. It's like, if the resulting target is tiny, There's room for error all over the place, and small incremental things just don't really add up well enough, even though they score quite a lot of points. I mean, they have to double it to make it look bigger. It's weird. Basketball is fucking weird, man. I will hate on it as well. I'll hate on a lot of things. But this doesn't even look like a skill game. To some extent, it is. But a lot of it's just like the physical fucking form. And such a filtering of people. Now that's discrimination right there. This little fucking thing has discriminated more people than there was racism on Earth, you know. In fact, it's also racist as well, on top of that. And that's why I don't do sports or care about it. It's just like, it's so repulsive. Even though I had a chance to taste it, I'm like, no. You can't even, you have to go outside. Like, it's definitely, like, sport is a thing that makes you move around and exhaust you, and you can be thankful for that. But making anything competitive is actually quite dangerous to everyone. And like, women now attracted to tall guys. Cool. This might work in like fixing my gut health, because now that I'm actually gaining weight successfully, or like keeping weight, it doesn't seem comfortable to me. I probably just like want to slow things down a little bit. So to heal my gut, perhaps there's a way. There's a problem that I'm like lusting for food from the kitchen. I go there sometimes, I'm like, I have to pick food and put it in my mouth. Like a fucking zombie, bro. But for now, I'll punish myself with greens. Not freeze, boys. No, not freedom. Only when I'm truly hungry, I will just like eat. Like, you have to be truly hungry, but sometimes you're not hungry, you still go to the fucking kitchen. Out of, you know, discomfort of some kind. So I'll just eat some greens. Just salad, basically. Force myself to eat. If I just go to the kitchen and I'm not hungry, you get punished, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Obviously, a much more mild punishment should be cut up the greens, have salad in front of you, and instead of going anywhere. But you burn calories when you go, so I don't know. Whichever you prefer. Big punishment, small punishment. Here's gonna be my strategy. I will still have the plate, like I always praise having a plate in front of you, but greens, and I'll have one candy bar, which is a very tough candy bar to eat. It's not one of those sugary things. It's like a sunflower seed candy bar. We know it as halva, but you might not know what the fuck that is. So that should do it. I can't eat the whole candy bar. I have to eat it only when I really want to. I don't eat sugary things anyways, so it's still gonna be difficult, but sometimes I want to. It's a nice compliment to all the fucking vegetables. You know, like, real NPC behavior is just to get triggered, just to get like this negative emotions going, because it's so powerful to just spread disease. It's just so powerful, it's so empowering. But as you can tell, these three dudes that I mentioned in my previous video, they're spreading next level disease. And we have to figure them out. So I'm not gonna like completely crush Antivenom, but him seeing hypocrisy is very funny to me. Absolutely hilarious. It's fun when you grow up, you unlock the same things. You can watch the same movie twice. It's ridiculous. You unlock investigation over your past experience. Yeah, I don't know, man. YouTube Rewind is gonna be fucking insanity. And I will be able to pull this off. I will be able. In 30 days, easy, bro. And there's probably gonna be no narration, just stuff on the words on the screen. People kind of resonate with that? I don't know. It would kill the vibe if I try to use my fucking microphone. I think you know why. I still can't set it up. I need 5 experts to set up my microphone. Yep. Yeah, probably the highest rank is a saint, basically. It would make most sense. Again, this is special. This is just rich, but skilled, I would say, right? We should keep it that way. Skill. Or talented. Am I right? I guess, talented makes more sense. And now Taylor fucking hijacking a piece of YouTube Rewind, please. And still do this thing. Even though it contains kill, so... yeah. And then, not exactly sure, because I know it's survival. Yeah, boys. Savage. Look at that. It wasn't that hard. I literally wanted to say savage, and I'm like, shit, I did it. Special. Bam. Oh, the Powerpuffs came back again. That was easy. Mary contains Ari again. We obviously can just use S again. Then T again. But we're rising upwards now. And then final. The top, like the diamond jewel thing. Which I can easily do. Technically just work. After all. You know, she would appreciate if you can make a more powerful meme than Friday, I would imagine. So, it will take a while for me to beat that name while we're doing it. Also, this is a very interesting thing, right? You can be small, but you can be a piece of the puzzle. You can be a little fucking human being, just standing in the right place at the right time. Interesting. And then you have this friendship going on that seemingly is required. Very interesting stuff. And now it's like a staircase. Even though women do witchcraft and all that shit. Toxic masculinity is still a thing. Very much so. For a very simple reason, because what else women are going to use if not men's power, basically? Men are weak if they are toxic for too long, and then they unleash sexual desire or lust, basically. Which is like amplified by how long you have been toxic, how much damage you have taken, you know, and this is going to translate into that desire to kind of just own things. Like, I've done so many toxic things, like, I deserve this. Well, no, you have to, like, clean yourself. After you went to war, you have to still clean yourself and your image, basically, and your memory. You can't just, like, leave that intact before sex. So, I mean, you're just gonna corrupt a woman. So they have to, like, do witchcraft for self-defense, except it's gonna be addicting, and when women get exposed, they're gonna start their own toxic fucking reign of power, I would say. Or reign of weakness, maybe. Absolutely. It's kind of happening. The free use thing that's gonna leak out and become more and more powerful, that shit is for next year, and only I will be kind of enjoying it, but it's gonna spread out like a disease. Absolutely. This is anti-women propaganda, basically, that you can, like, free use women. They don't matter. They shouldn't worry about that. Sexuality is just it's very available, guys. But it's to program women, basically, to just kind of open up and not worry about things. And make them weak, though. Because they're strong when they can just block you and they can choose whatever man approach them. They're weak if they have to just open up and just, you know, submit to whatever for the sake of appreciation. Like actual appreciation. And there's still some supervillains to crush. Yeah, Antwerp does sound like this one, the Thanos power level. I'm not gonna lie. Like that crazy. Because that's my biggest enemy, even though I don't even know all the reasons why. I'm just like, because nothing, like, it's like sand. You're trying to, like, combine all the reasons and it's just sand. But you know, like, it's the disgusting material. Despite being somewhat clean and, like, all over the place. And no one really cares too much. But, like, why is there sand? What the fuck is that? Maybe in the end of this, we're gonna rename this guy into Sand Venom instead. Shit, even Jewel got a glitch as well. Not sure if I glitched properly. But instead of glitching, Powerpuffs get bonds. This spells out holds, you know, because these people, they get resources and they hold it. And it's like scarcity makes those resources even more valuable. But at some point, the most valuable things just gonna be ripped off your human hands, so to speak, you know? Mortal. Get the fuck out of my face with your stuff. We take that for free now. You know, at some point things are so expensive, they're free. You know?
Of the Pokemon trainer who killed, and it's crazy to think that if he planned out the murder a little bit better, he probably would have gone away with it.
Funny enough, this is not a terrible note, because it kind of made me think of, like, how to improve justice system. Any of this stuff is relevant to me. Obviously, you improve one thing, it's you introduce a new expansion, it creates a power creep of some kind. Unless you actually actively nerfing things. But I'm just like nerfing like disrespect to people in general. There's some people who suffer in their families, who live in dysfunctional families with dysfunctional people, and I can relate. You know, my mom pisses me off just enough to make her like dysfunctional, where I can't really communicate with her. But she's an NPC. She's not that bad in the end. And an NPC that gets magical money, you know, so she has bonds with the government for some reason. And she has tons of fucking wealth. It's a thing. It's a thing. You gotta respect, unfortunately, you know, that bond. So even though I say, you know, my parents are sort of like here, they only here because of the bonds, because of they're trying to keep the bonds together as best as they can. The reality is, the moment those bonds are depleted or off their hands, they're probably gonna go insane. I don't know. Something terrible is gonna happen. And hopefully I don't have to like relay the same story as this one. So yeah, sometimes NPCs get a little bit of a boost with bond, like the mysterious energy or advice of how to behave properly, how to do the right thing. Making a baby is also a miracle bond as well. So they're bonded, leveled up almost by force to kind of create a pattern or a platform for me to stand on. Well, gotta respect that as best as I can, of course. And I mean, it sounded also disrespectful. No, I definitely want to put more work into it. Not this year anymore. I'll just, you know, whatever is going on, I'm comfortable with it. The problem is going to be to be tackled when I'm ready, you know. I'll be meditating a lot. Next year I'll be making my updates for the influence tracker, doing my card game, so playing the card game as well, reacting to all the stuff that's going on after I release the rewind. I mean, I'll need to regroup myself and pick up new tasks and new things to do with the same old pattern of exploring the internet and bettering my life by doing so, you know. Yeah, this is pretty scary to people who care about Minecraft. And it's like it's gonna be more difficult to like make videos on Minecraft because they just kind of fucking just dumped a bunch of shit in the pot. And the vomit came out. The terrible fucking cooking. Because, you know, a big company is always just doomed to destroy the integrity of anything they get their hands on. But it's supposed to have life or a shelf life for a long time. But I want money though. And it just destroys the integrity instantly of that IP or whatever. Instantly. Then you don't have to wait. If you're a smart person, you see there's just a collapse of Twin Towers, boys. There's no gonna be win-win anymore. But let's see what Antoine is gonna respond to that, because he was, you know, being shot over and over again. As he says in the introduction of like, shit, I have to make a new video. Slightly different, because they keep coming out with some crazy shit. Well, you know. Someone's gonna get buried in Minecraft, unfortunately. Can't break that one. However, Antoine could win this fight and bury Notch. You know, he could just bury him. The entirety of Minecraft. Because it's lingering up slightly above 25%, where it just gets demolished if it dips below. That's pretty interesting to me. I kind of want both to happen. How do I do that? This is, you know, this is a fucking flag. This is the Operation Sexuality, boys. Why did they say that hatred is such a big deal? Such an evil entity or behavior, that manifests and roots down. I think, like Minecraft was created from hate, Notch hated cold environment that he lived in. He was kind of like isolated from the rest of the world. Sweden is like a weird place. Pretty dark. So, sometimes you live in a cave, sometimes you go outside. You better not fucking mix things up when there's zombies roaming around. I can feel the vibe of Sweden there a little bit. So, it came with hatred towards bad things. But, if everything is just unicorns and rainbows, I guess there is no need for hate. But the moment there's a rule against hatred, you're just covering up dead bodies. That's what's actually going on. There's two different things. There's a rule against hatred, which is hatred against hatred, which is, great, but it's suspicious. It's absolutely suspicious. But just the fact that there's a rule to hate hatred, it's a rule. That's how you respond instantly. That was hatred. You just hate it. It's a very interesting strategy. Because sometimes, like, hatred has to be first identified as such. You have to double check if a person is okay. If everything is fine. If you can help somehow. If you can just encapsulate a hatred and just let it be. Transform into something else. But, yeah, be careful with this shit. You cast some simple spells and they ain't so fucking simple. Obviously, the rest of the stuff is cancer that has been plaguing just now humanity as a whole. I don't even want to unpack that because you might just die from it. I told you it's cancer. Easy. Easy peasy, boys. But this one I can understand because this is for me personally. I'm a hater. A professional one. And usually I do hate hatred, first and foremost. But I can find it very easily, too. I can unleash the demons, basically, and destroy them. So, hatred will always, or anger, is always going to build up in people's systems and will, deform them and make them self-destructive in one way or the other. So they have to be challenged that way. This triggers the shit out of me, and probably the other ones would trigger some other really big influencers of Minecraft that really don't give a fuck about this stuff. But let me give you a clue. Like, Minecraft is for everyone. Does that feel right? Is that a correct statement? Because already we have excluded many people, but and also it's for people who like Minecraft. What do you mean for everyone? That's just disturbing, right? This is kind of like a covering up move that you just like. It's anyone can play Minecraft, No, that's not what's written here. It's for everyone. Everyone should. It's like super duper advertisement, So it's just like, it's weird. It's the first point It's a very insecure move, I would say. The second point is to, you know, diversify the community. Well, there's plenty of bad forces that come through diversity. So it's like opening the gates, basically. It's allowing everyone in. So like if Minecraft is for everyone, now we're just doing a logical leap into insanity. Logical nonsense, basically. So we have established this mathematical equation over here, so it just kind of follows that diversity is pretty good as well. Well, our community. But the worst part is that they also said community. You know, as if Minecraft is a community. It is not. It's just a social group of people who like Minecraft. They have not much in common. They don't build communities, unfortunately. AdventureCraft was a community bigger than Minecraft. And there was like 10 people in there, in that community. Because that's how the size of communities. These are like really powerful people who have great ideas, ability to craft maps, want to share ideas. We went together and this existed. This community of like 10, 20 people existed for like, you know, 3 years. I've been there, done that. I am a diverse person, my friends. But I also have hatred. So I guess I leave, you know. I guess I'll just pull that definition of community out of their ass. Because they don't got no community left. And then playing with others should be safe and inclusive. Yeah, but how are you going to achieve that? You know, you really want something, but how are you going to do that? Is the question. How are you going to fucking convince people to, you know, not be bored enough to be safe and not explore some weird, you know, concepts? How are you going to fucking do that? And that's probably the rest of the antonyms video. They can't fucking do that, you know? Now, obviously, Microsoft is a pretty fucking invasive species, you know, and they finally got Minecraft in their hands, and they can test a lot of fucking psychological bullshit. But, you know, I'm watching, and I have big feet, and I can stomp ants, but I can also stop micro ants. So, yeah, I Anne just found a microscopic bug to eat. Good luck. So far you're safe. Minecraft not so much. You know. The only thing you have to do, you know, is just tell me the rules. And I'll tell you you're wrong. There are no rules. Never will be, my friend. And the more rules you make, the less there are. The less sanity you have to actually enforce anything at all. The only rule is that you're gonna actually try and make Minecraft a better place. And we're all gonna decide like, okay, this could be better, you know. You don't have no community. You don't have no safety features. But good luck. Good luck on that. Obviously, I mean, no, they do not have self-esteem to do that. They don't have. A big company, the only self-esteem you have is we're gonna work on it, and we're not gonna fucking try and communicate with people that there's rules or whatever. You know, we're just gonna push very toxic people aside and figure out what to do with them. You know, we're just gonna group them somehow, like, you know, and hopefully nothing comes out. You know, the best thing for authority to do is just keep silence. So everyone kind of stays in line, even if there's a little bit of shady shit going on, no one fucking explodes in anger against it. But if you're going to actively do that, if you're going to actively hunt down angry people, you lost. You just lost the fucking game. You already admitted you have nothing better to do than declare war. I accept your apology. So yes, the Jax Films and Antonym is probably like uncovering a war between our eyes and on YouTube. And you guys will be fucking crying your eyes out for a YouTube CEO to do something about it. I already did. It's your job now to amplify my voice. Bye-bye.